everyone, welcome back to The Successful CEO. My name is Z. I'm the CEO and founder of YouYaa, and I'm always here with you talking to someone amazing. And guess what? This time it's no different. We've actually got someone really amazing. Magda, hi, how are you?
Good, nice to be here. It's like a short weekend here in the UK because we've got the bank holiday coming up. So good to end the short week talking to you.
Right, it's Easter weekend, right? So you can have loads of chocolate this weekend?
Yeah, lots of chocolate, lots of eggs, sleep in, all the good stuff.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I have to go buy some chocolates now from Sainsbury's and Tesco's. Love it.
Love it.
Magda, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. Tell everyone, who are you?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Magda Cheang, and I'm founder of a company called Jobs for Planet Limited.
Wow. Okay. What does that company do?
Yeah, sure. So, we're in a really exciting space because basically we connect talent with climate tech and sustainability startups. So basically we're helping with making that connection between amazing people to innovative solutions that are trying to solve the climate crisis overall. Wow.
Okay. So you're bringing together intelligent, smart, powerful people to help fix the planet.
Yeah, high level, that would be an amazing way to summarize it. And we're doing it as quickly as possible and in the most effective way possible as well. With a huge sense of urgency, because this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, issues of our time.
Right. And how long have you been doing this now?
So the company has existed for about 2 and a bit years right now. Yeah.
Oh, so not very long at all. And prior to launching this business, what were you doing?
I was actually doing something completely different in the sense that I was still in HR, recruiting, talent acquisition. However, I was basically working at really big technology companies, so video communication, social media, and sort of other tech software businesses. Right.
So that's the tech background piece. So where did your inspiration come from to become like CEO and take on such a huge challenge?
How much time do we have? Should I give you 1 or 2 answers on that?
Pick the one that you think is the most relevant for you.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to making more of an impact. I think we all want to have an impact in society, in business, in our community. And at some point, it's just really about seeing something a bit more tangible. So ultimately, if you see something that can be fixed in some way, and you can kind of see that maybe, the world is not going in the way that you want it to, if you can be part of the solution, then that's really a great way to find more fulfillment and meaning. So I could go on about it for a long time, but in summary, it was just really about understanding and seeing like what's going on, in the world, and seeing floods, droughts, people going through a lot of different things, pollution, which has been going on for a very long time. But I think it's gotten to that tipping point, and it is getting to that tipping point where the Earth is unfortunately heating, above the 1.5 Celsius threshold. So seeing all that, happen for the last few years, it's always been in the back of my mind. And I just got to a point where I didn't want to sit still anymore and actually do something about it. And that's why I created Jobs for Planet.
That's really impressive. So the inspiration comes from yourself internally, very much about what you are passionate about and where you want to go, and you want to leave a legacy behind you. And it's a challenge which is applicable to every single human being on Earth. It's applicable to all the companies, all the people, anyone that's born today and tomorrow. And everyone that's come before us. It's such a huge challenge. Is there an individual that inspired you to do this?
Good question. To be honest, it wouldn't, I don't think about the famous, individuals in the industry. I don't think about someone that's won awards or is on Time magazine, that is maybe, in this space, in the climate tech or sustainability space. Actually, what I think about is more those silent people who don't actually have media around them. So it's more like the people on the grassroots level. So, it would be someone that is maybe in their own community in the global south. And the global south is basically an area of the world that is most badly affected by climate change. So it could be, you know, someone in their actual community trying to improve, let's say, irrigation for their community agricultural spaces. It could be, you know, women who are fighting for better, you know, environmental, let's say, legislation, like within their local community or their local country. To me, it's like the unsung heroes that I don't even really know that well, because maybe I have not met them. It's like all those people in the background that are quite silent and they don't have a big voice. They're, you know, they're not in the media, they're not famous, but they're kind of really powerful in their community. Those are the people that inspire me. So it's basically everyone that's sort of doing the grassroots level work. So it's not Greta, the Swedish activist, because I mean, she's quite inspiring, but I'm not going to say she's the inspiration. It's like people like her who are not well known, who are not in the media, and are actually doing those small things, you know, every day in their community, or talking to their governments, or trying to, you know, change policies locally.
Right. So, interesting answer. Normally, people would say it's this one person.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, your answer was based around, very much rooted in the depths of what you do itself. So the inspiration is coming from people you probably met who are doing that individual work, and you're like, that's absolutely phenomenal. I love that. That's a really, really, really lovely way to look at that. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem. Yeah, it's good. Didn't really answer the question because it's not one person, but
yeah. You answered it enough, I'd say. I think you made, I mean, you could have said it's this one person. It's you know, my mother, my father, my brother, or something like that. Like I always say, my middle brother is my inspiration to do better things and to help people. But at the same time, I could take someone that does the same work that he does, and there's 1,000 other people who are doing that work, and they're also unsung heroes as well. So I get it. I do understand. All right. So next question. The work that you do is not easy. It's a really tough industry that you're in. The sector is very difficult. Got people who are doing, you know, grassroots work, as you said yourself. What has been your challenge as a CEO? What's the biggest challenge that you've turned around and be like, I've overcome that? That was really, really, really tough.
I really love the question. I mean, I think I would say the biggest challenge is really about kind of having to do everything, you know? So it's about creating your own brand, because before doing this, I was an employee. So it's sort of like, you know, suddenly I've, you know, decided to create a company. So I think it's really about creating your own brand, being responsible for the strategy, being responsible for, you know, the administrative side, like accounting, sales, marketing, you know, delivering on search mandates. You're basically doing absolutely everything. So that, I think that's been a bit of a mindset shift. And overall, that'd be the biggest challenge. I would say that, you know, every day there's a challenge that I do overcome, and every day I'm always improving. So it's almost like what the James Clear says from Atomic Habits. He says, you know, if you are 1% better at something every day, overall in the whole year, you're going to be X% better. I don't remember the last part of the quote, but ultimately, that's what I strive to do. So I wouldn't say there's one specific challenge, but it's just more about being able to deal with whatever happens on a daily, weekly, quarterly basis, and pivot and change your mindset or experiment, and just really learning as you go. That's, you know, that's quite different. Maybe the pace of it in entrepreneurship and in the pace of it if you're a CEO is much faster than if you're an employee. That's my general take on that. So yeah, the challenge would be basically being in that different mode rather than one specific challenge. And of course, maybe a secondary comment on that is, you know, world economies, politics, and the kind of macroeconomic effect of what's going on in the world could also affect business. So I think as a business owner, you're much more aware of the different factors that may affect your business.
One thing that you touched on there, the mindset change, that's something that even I struggle with a lot. Where you're so used to doing something, and now it's like, you know, I'm in this totally different environment. How do I adapt? How do I move? How do I learn? How do I figure out the processes and the systems? that's been a very big challenge for myself personally.
Yeah.
And then I also like what you say, as when you're running your own business, you're doing everything. You have to do everything from the accounting to the HR to the marketing to the communication to the events and speaking to everyone else in between as well. It's running a business is not simple. It's one of the hardest things I've done. And I can hear you talking about it alongside being inside a very, very, very challenging industry as well. I mean, your industry is way more challenging than mine in terms of what I do. And you've done it, and you've done it really well. You've seen great success in such a short amount of time as well. So I think that means you've got something special. You've got some special formula that makes you successful. Are you going to tell us what it is?
Special formula. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about, to your point, I think it's just about really what you're talking about. So adaptability and resilience. So just really seeing each day as a new, like a challenge, but also an opportunity, seeing what happens and kind of like not panicking or freezing or, you know, being in that mode of being stuck. We all get stuck, but I think it's more about getting out of the stuck feeling as quickly as possible. So I suppose I have that ability in some sense or special formula, which is, you know, there's a challenge or something new that happens and I don't sit for weeks on it or, you know, kind of get overwhelmed by the anxiety of that. And I just sort of dive into it so I can be quite adaptable. So I'd say adaptability, resilience, and being able to, you know, get out of that stuck feeling regardless of the challenge would be the special formula. So just put it in, mix it up.
Very nice. Very nice. It sounds like you got speed in there as well. So like if you're not sitting around, you've got a challenge, you get on with it, you move forward and you find a solution. And you know, people are always going on about, you know, fail fast, take a step, make a move. There's so many people who just come up with an idea, they're like, I've got this great idea, this might work, this should work. But should I do it? Should I not do it? And then before they realize their window's closed and someone else has done it for them. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing structure that you've actually put into that. And well done. So that's very, very inspiring. So thank you for sharing that. Right. One more question before I leave you in peace. Not working.
What I do when I'm not working? Yeah, I mean, I enjoy like having craft beer, if it's a sunny day, and yeah, spending time with my family. I have a very large dog as well, so he takes up a couple hours every day. So we're always like walking, hiking, trying to get him tired. I believe that you have one as well. I see something walking behind you.
Yeah, really fast every now and then. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, doing that, and of course, I mean, I do like to see the world. So when I can, at the time I like to travel, and usually I try to make sure that it's as sustainable as possible. So I'm trying to avoid flying, if possible, especially sort of within Europe. Yeah, those are the main things. Socializing. Yeah, depends on which weekend you ask me.
That's good. Variety, right? Variety keeps you good.
Exactly.
No problem, Magda. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for sharing. It's been very inspiring, and I love the work that you're doing. If people want to get in touch with you and find out more, how can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, they could find me on LinkedIn, and then otherwise under Magda Cheang, which is my name, and then otherwise they can check out the website, which is jobsforplanet.com.
Amazing. So what I'll do is I'll take all of those links, your website, your LinkedIn, and I'll put them into the description below, guys. So check Magda out, connect with her, find out what you can do, and let's pull together and make a difference. Magda, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you very, very much. It's been a lovely time speaking to you. Enjoy your Easter weekend.
You too. Really nice to talk to you, and thanks for having me. Take care.
My pleasure. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.